Welcome back to another Mr. L video. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to be talking about trying things for the very first time and how that feels. Okay? And you're going to see something that Mr. L was able to do over the holiday break. Now, over the break, I was surprised, I guess you could say, on this little mini trip that we were able to take in Chicago. And it was being able to go and kind of do this something a little bit more on the safer side than doing it actually, and it's called IFLY. And what it is, it's an indoor skydiving, which is really cool because you get the experience of actually skydiving without having to worry about any parachute or any of that or actually falling. And it was kind of a different take on it. So let's get into some of the things that I learned about it.
Eso es tan fácil, lo hago todos los días.
Yes, we know, Cha-Cha, you know how to fly. You don't even have to worry about falling. You can just fly up again. Yeah, we get it. But us humans, we're not able to do that. So that's why we have to go experience things like this, just to see what it's like to be like a chicken.
Ser pollo es genial, puedo volar y no tengo tarea.
Alright, so I'm going to show you some highlights of not me doing it, but professionals that are regularly in this kind of atmosphere and they're able to do all these cool, fun little things with it. And then we'll get into what you would actually look like doing it, okay? So let's take a look at that video. So now that you kind of got a gist of what the facility looks like, let's take a little bit more of a look at it. Now the building is built kind of like in 3 cylinders going straight up, 3 tubes. And the middle tube is really what you see the people going and skydiving in. You don't see any of the other tubes. There's tubes underneath and tubes on top. But you might think that, oh, they push the air up using a fan going this way. But actually that's not true. That's how it used to be done. And then they figured out by having these other tubes going down, they're able to have fans on top. And they change the speed of the fans and it funnels the air going down and then back up into the middle tube. So it's a little bit different, and I would assume that's based off of safety, so you don't have a fan on there. But remember, in that tube, you can walk on there. There's like a net that's your ground, and it's got really small holes, so it's not like you're gonna fall through or anything. And it's really kind of cool. You can just, if you happen to be lower to the ground, you just bounce on that net, and there's no risk of injury or anything. And
all right, so what happens when you go there? So you go there, you sign up, you give your information, you sign off on a waiver, and then what happens is their group leader for your group take you into this room, brings you into actual classroom type of feeling where you sit down, they have a short little video to kind of pump you up to get you excited about it. And then they give you some learning tips and what to do when you enter in, and you'll kind of see that in the video, what they taught us right away, how to do that, and kind of some hand signals. And there were 4 hand signals. All of them had a specific meaning. If you see that the instructor doing this, that means chin up, and you'll see that kind of right away when I'm in there. And then there's legs straight, legs bent, and then this means relax, okay? So those are the 4 hand signals you'll see most of the time. You might see them point one way or the other, and that's kind of directing us in a different angle. But you kind of go over the basics of what to do when you get there, and then you head upstairs and you put on these cool little jumpsuits that you just slip on, Velcro them up, and then you get this cool helmet that comes on, and then a face shield over there so there's no like wind blowing in your face or anything. And then you get there, you watch the group that's ahead of you do it, and then you kind of are going to this little dugout area, I would say. It's kind of an enclosed area, and then the door actually to get into there from the dugout is completely open. And you go in one at a time, and you'll kind of see it when you see me do this, is the instructor will be in there, and then he'll tell you to put your hands up, kind of like if you're going through security in an airplane for the airport. Put your hands up, walk through. Okay, so you'll see me do that, and then they actually want you to have your hips forward, and then you kind of fall to the ground, keeping your legs straight. And you'll see that when I get in there that I'm doing that, and he'll kind of direct me. You get about a minute to go in there, and then he'll pull you out, and the next person will come in. I was able to go there with 4 other people, so you'll see some other people doing it too, and yeah.
Yeah, so let's get into some video of your teacher having some fun in the air. Okay. All right, so you can see in there, I got my hands up, and then he tells me to actually move my hips forward. The door's kind of small for me, but eventually I get in there, and as you can see, I'm kind of just floating there. He's standing there, kind of holding me, and we're just going around. He's kind of directing me around, showing me off to everyone. And then you can see some hand signals, okay? He's kind of making there. He gave me a thumbs up because I was doing well. And then we actually signed up to do the high flying. So what this does is he actually takes you up about 20 to 35 feet, and you'll see me go spinning around, and it'll take me up out of the screen a little bit, come back down. That part I definitely suggest if you're gonna do this, because that was honestly, that felt the most like skydiving there. I mean, if you don't want to spin as much, they can definitely control that for you. But I thought this was a blast doing that. And then we each got a second turn to go in there, and we were able to work on directions. So turning your hand slightly made you spin one way or the other. We got to work on going forward and back. And what was kind of ironic is, you know, the Superman pose that we do when we are doing our core workouts, that, if you hold that, actually makes you go backwards, which is, I thought, a little confusing, because when I was like, I want to go forward, I go like this, but it actually pulls you away. So just some things to learn there. You can watch some more video of people flying around, and then the cool thing is at the end our instructor did it, and he obviously has a lot more experience, and you see a lot of cool things that he does. He's able to do backflips, spin around, go up and down a lot faster than us. So please enjoy, and we'll talk after. All right, hopefully you had some fun watching me fly in the air and do a bunch of tricks. As again, I know we only have a little bit of time before we're back at it, and I look forward to working with you guys again in person. Until I see you next week.